Let's go live. Let's go live to see who's going to be here. My friend Hauser's in the house. How's it going, my brother? Are you enjoying the attack videos? You see how they're rolling down the views, eh? But the research isn't going to stop, that's for sure. Couple of cloudy days here, man. Repetitively. Yesterday didn't see anything. They're saying tonight it should be nice and clear out, but around midnight, something like that. So UFO suppression. Whole bunch of channels are mad. They're saying, "Oh, the bullshit. We're not going to know anything." When in reality, we know more than we've ever known before in ufology, and not just ufology. There's different new terms that are coming out in ufology. There's new phenomena. In other words, this has been going on for many, many years. It's just that they're now just talking about it, and always the same amazing people. Thank you very much, His Highness. Sire, thank you. Sire, sire. His Highness is in the house. Another great big supporter of the channel, Karen 18. Claude Charbonneau, hi. Thank you. Merci. Another amazing supporter of the channel. Oh, look, how come it's always the same amazing people that keep coming back? Stephen Hay, how's it going, brother? It is time to buzz the tower, actually. And it's time maybe we buzz over the Parliament Tower. Go see what Trudeau, knock some sense into him. Slurpy, slurpy with my coffee. How are you? Wearing the beautiful Northern Star that my mother gave me out of. Lots of energy. I'm picking up the energy. Maybe that's why it's been raining. I'd have to take it off for a week to see if it's raining or not. Are you all ready to see if the UFOs are still coming by? UFOs are not done coming by. That's for sure. It's been raining for weeks on end. The temperature, Mossad, but it doesn't mean that we're not going to see those UFOs again. So thank you very much, everyone, for coming in. We got Rose is here. How's it going, Rose? Always a happy Friday. Janine. Ben, Janine, comment ça va? Toujours les mêmes bonnes personnes qui viennent à la chaîne pour supporter ma cause. Notre cause. On va tous savoir la vérité. On va finir par le savoir. Le croyez-vous? Le crois-tu, Janine? Moi, je le crois. Absolutely. Hey, guys, thank you so much for the beautiful, kind birthday wishes. There he is himself. Happy birthday, late brother, man. I had some problems that night. Didn't even come on to stream, which very sorry about that. I'll fix it up. We'll compensate on that. We'll get back to doing more streams. That's for sure. It's only a matter of time till the research, sorry, not the research. That'll never stop, but till the news changes. Tim Burchett, all those statutes that they're making. October 2nd, guys, and in my last video, check it out. October 2nd, that's when the Pentagon and the Defense Department went all out in hiding and suppressing everything UFO. Since that moment, well, now we're stuck waiting. But don't forget, July 26th. Was it June or July now? I think it was June 26th or July 26th. June 26th. He's already. That's how fast it's going by. The last UFO report. Then there was another roundtable meeting, but they're not getting much from it. Tim Burchett, representative from Tennessee. Look at the last video, guys. That's up to date from October to November. What's going on? Everyone's waiting for stuff to happen. David Grush just got his clearance back. I don't really know what that's going to mean. He's obviously going to be able to share more information, but in a skiff. But he's still not. David Grush wasn't there in the skiff. Actually, somebody did. Somebody in the last video did comment and said, no, Paula Luna was there. There was no mention of it on my end anyways. And if they were, well, he said there's maybe differences in clearances. It's all about the clearances, but it's not that anybody's hiding or suppressing. It's only the government inside that is suppressing, the Pentagon and everything. David Grush and everyone else, even though David Grush was the government agent, we all know that. He has nothing. He does not benefit anything bringing out the story that he's trying to bring out. Nothing. It doesn't benefit from that at all. As a matter of fact, it harms him. They were trying to talk about his PTSD, sorry, whether he had a drug or alcohol problem, which he doesn't have a drug problem, but they were talking about alcohol. And then it's like, I don't give a shit. We all want to know about the skiff, about the real information. I don't care if it's a clown or a jester that gives me the information, as long as it's credible information, right? Or at least that we hear all the information even the uncredible, not credible information, so we can make our own decisions on that. KM is here. Kai, again, thanks you guys. Karen 18, thank you so much. I'm doing pretty good, Cam. I was sick. I'm still a little sick, but almost 99% back to normal. Had a lot of problems with my eye this week. Can't help but wonder if it has to do with the sun. But then again, I think since the beginning of time, since 1819, when it started happening, I've come up with every excuse or reason to try to find out what's going on. It's allergies. It's wheat. It's, and this was a progressive find, try to come up with what the hell could be causing my eye, to have problems or whatnot. But the fasting really helps. When I'm fasting, the eye is going very well. I'm not sick either when I'm fasting. Thanks for coming in, y'all. We have Sophie is here. Hello, beautiful people. Bonjour à toi, Sophie. Super gros merci. I'm out of the house, but I had to drop off my yes, sir. Hang in there. And if you're listening in, keep your eyes on the road, of course, but listening to my voice, Mr. Kai. Bear, Z times 3. Hello. Thanks for coming back, y'all. Try to hurry in a safe manner. Absolutely. Eric, how's it going, brother? Eric is eyes up in the sky. Also, if you guys don't know UFOVNI 2012, do check him out. One of the rare channels that features my channel. He always has, always spoken well about my channel. So I encourage those channels. And at the same time, he's got a pretty cool channel himself. Hey, comment ça va? Salut à toi. Merci la gang. Janine, je t'aime fort pour cela. Puis je le sais. Puis honnêtement, malgré la malchance, là, c'est un fait que je suis un des plus chanceux, en fait, de vous avoir comme communauté, puis le support, puis de tout. Crois-moi, Janine. Believe me, I appreciate everyone here. Scott Robinson, how's it going, man? Steve, all the same good people, friends from Quebec. How is it going? We're friends that used to be in Quebec. Steve says, hello, moderators and chat. I hope you're all well and good. I'll be using this stream as a podcast while I work. Right on, bro. Thank you for listening in. I love you guys for doing so. Hence, I won't be part of the conversations. Have a good one. Same to you, Steve Connolly. And be safe at work, my man. We're going to try to keep it interesting. We'll get into lots of good news. So in a couple of minutes, you will hear some interesting news. Everything that's happening right now in space, not everything, because there's lots going on. There's lots in all the fields in physics, talking about black holes, new galaxies, but especially the water and the oxygen that was created as soon as the Big Pow happened. They said there's no more Big Bang. We'll say the Big Pow, because there was definitely several pows that happened, and oxygen is always spreading. It still is for millions and billions of years, spreading out wider and wider all over the universe. Oxygen, like there is on the moon, I believe, right? Which we will soon probably find out. I'm telling you, we're going to soon find out. Who would I be to have my work in the news before David Grush gets to expose the alien retrieval program? Because the alien retrieval program really does exist, guys. Lots of people were telling me, you see Security Team 10, what he said. People, his community are not too happy with our friend Tyler from what his opinion was on David Grush. Don't get too discouraged, Tyler and guys. All you guys are hey, and Tyler, by the way, what the fuck are you waiting for to show my research, eh? Like 8 years now. He was supposed to send millions of subscribers. But that's what it comes down to. Who is really here to share the truth? Who's really here for money? Who's here for money? Doesn't grow on trees, and money's needed for all people that work. I get it. But the goal of this channel, when I started doing 2 jobs, both my bus driving, medical bus driving, and even just then finishing off on school bus driving, trying to do this full time, because I know that there is so much I can show. I'm lucky to be able to have caught all those things on the moon, more things on the moon. Every year, those of you that are following me know that there's anywhere from 3 to 12 new captures every year. UFOs, sometimes we go 3-4 months where there's periods that could be none, or like now, a period where every single day, night, I'm capturing these UFOs. I took the time, and I will continue to take the time to explain the differences between satellites and UFOs, like every researcher and ufologist is doing. But sadly, it's either people are really not interested, or they just like playing around with the fact that, Oh yeah, they're all Starlink satellites, you know. Well, are we going to do when they stop the satellites? Because that's also in the news today, where I don't know if you've noticed the past few streams I've been mentioning a lot about the satellites where they're saying there's too many of them. They're saying there's too many launches. Now they're saying there's going to be some interference with large telescopes, so they had to turn the mirrors around. This is an ongoing battle. There's the debris around Earth. Like, we're not hearing anything going on, but it's not that nothing's happening. There's a lot going on right now, and they're not the media deliberately being paid to shut up for sure. You can be sure of that. We have proof of that many a times, many years. The media has gotten caught several times saying fraudulent things, lies, tampering with videos, and uh, fake backgrounds like green screens when they were just right next door in another room. We've seen CNN do that, MSNBC, NBC. I could name a whole shitload of them that all got caught, but people forget that over the years. Eh? When that happens, people forget that over the years. Mixed ma'am, how's it going, man? Hey, it must be, and that will be the area. And don't forget, they just announced that the sun is supposed to um, it will be peaking. We will be seeing aggressive solar storms and aggressive peaks and an aggressive reading of the sun as compared to a couple of years back. Leading up to 2025, those that don't know, the sun is going to be at its strongest, and nobody knows in reality what's going to happen. The pole is flipping, they know that much. If it hasn't already, they talked about the Earth's core stopping and having started to turn the other way. No, not like in a Superman movie, but in reality, yeah, where the inside core is going to turn another way, whether it be natural or not. Have to do with magnetics for sure, magnetism, right? The electromagnetic spectrum, the magnetosphere around Earth. But they talked about that and then they stopped talking about it. They confirmed that it was stopped and that it even possibly has started turning the other way. Then the war has started, right? It's a diversion. The diversion, you can say that the war, they're keeping that pretty much diversion. Thanks for looking at the last videos. Have you noticed we stayed under 1,000 views and stuff? That's always proving my point where they're suppressing the channels. If you guys think that government agents are rolling back views, they got better things to do. It's the government YouTube, quite simply, that stops traffic depending on what certain keywords and topics that I post about. But as for the other attacks with the subs maintaining and the manipulation, those are hackers. That's, things that people can do. You can buy some applications, and find out information about people. There's a lot of gaps, um, that cause us, the creators on YouTube, to be in danger when it comes to showing some truth. They have a complete manipulation, complete handle on the channel. Scott Robinson, thanks again, man. Bobana, good afternoon. Man, wonderful community, absolutely. Celestial Magnetic, thank you very much. It will, Stephen A. You know the truth is going to come out. But anyways, well, Stephen A., like you say, actually, it's not going to come up from the government. No, but it'll be leaked out. Ever heard of Edward Snowden? Ever heard of Anonymous? They'll be doing stuff. They're probably already trying to hack. You know how many hacks happen in the government daily, hourly, every minute from so many countries, including the US? You mean from David Grush? Well, in reality, it's not hearsay. He doesn't have the clearance, guys. He got his clearance taken away. It's the only reason why David Grush can't speak. He said that it was higher up commanders that was talking about that information. And don't forget, David Grush, that was his job. He was the man that was sitting down, interviewing and talking to people. He was head of the project. And what happened is eventually he wanted to have information himself on the alien retrieval program and was refused to do so. He has to report back to his superior commander, and he did. I forget what his name was. I know Representative Burleson is the one that got his clearance back. I think it was talking about having his clearance back, even though he's still skeptical about what David Grush is saying. I'm not skeptical at all because David Grush didn't say anything except for what another person told him. He knows that person. The person, it was from a credible source, and obviously they would not be saying that there's aliens that were retrieved and stuff. I think everybody pretty much knows that. And no, I think it's definitely going to come out. I hear you, Bear ZX3. I hear you on the hearsay. It's all hearsay in general, but because of the clearance, I'm telling you, you can't do anything because of the clearance. That's why Paula Luna, Tim Burchett, Freyer, the commander, the Navy commander, you have all the whistleblowers, only 3 or 4 of them that came through out of the 12 and now went up to 48 and now over 50 because it caused a domino effect of whistleblowers that are going to want to come out and tell the truth. These are agents, government agents inside. So if we start right away, they're going to be lying. They're going to be they wouldn't have to say anything. It's better for us just to listen before jumping the gun and assuming, that certain people are lying. Got everybody here basically knows that Luis Elizondo, they tell me he's a liar. I don't know anything about the guy. Why would I say he's a liar? Because he's a government agent? Yeah, I know. I don't trust him either. I don't trust the association but as a whole, the name, that's where I have a problem with 3-letter associations. But as for the agents inside that could actually be working on projects that are saving the country, you gotta friggin' hope that they are. Hopefully it's them, and it is them. They're going to bring out that information from the inside. They're all afraid to lose their retirement funds and their pensions and everything. Some of them, if not all of them, the pilots are being mocked, being ridiculed. We're talking about people that are Air Force pilots or Army, Navy from several countries, right? We're hearing only about in the States. We don't know what's going on in Spain, in the UK, in Canada, the Canadian Sky Project. There's a whole bunch of projects going on that nobody's talking about in the news because they're suppressing all this UFO information for now. But they're still talking. News Nation, not that I want to listen to a few people that I don't really care about there, and even one idiot from CNN that's there now. It doesn't matter if the exclusivity of the information is coming out there. You grab all that information and do what you want with it yourself. Whatever they say afterwards is nothing. That's like me. I show my research. I have a lot of theories along with it. I have to give you some feedback on what I think it is and what I'm getting. Doesn't mean I'm right. You can still come and sit here and listen to me talk without saying, he's wrong. That son of a. Okay, so I'm wrong. Just know that I'm wrong. I mean, just stop flipping out. People flip out so much. Darla in the house again, Celestial Magnetic. Thanks for coming back, y'all. No one is here, right? Michelle from South Wales, UK. Good evening. Thanks a lot. Nice to see you, Michelle. How's the weather, Michelle? In the UK, we got the weather changing here slowly. Supposed to be a softy winter, they say, because of El Nino. So we will see what's going to happen. Karen Fitzpatrick here. Sophie, merci encore. Bana, Bobana. Good Friday to you too, Eric. Thanks a lot, man. And Nika is in the house. How are you, my dear? Amazing crew over the attacks and everything. You guys still come back. I think it's really cool because there wouldn't be anybody here who's watching. See, we're about 50 watching. So the suppression, I think that's artificial intelligence also, aside from the attacks. They obviously are cutting off maybe 25% of the traffic on everyone's channel. And I say everyone's channel. I don't know. I hope it's other channels too, or maybe it's just my channel, but it's a little ridiculous hiding, my videos, especially when I got so many UFOs this month, guys. So many UFOs around the house, and they're invisible. A whole lot of phenomena happening. I went out, talking about the drone, infrared drone, and I said, let's go. If we get to 100,000 tomorrow, I'm going to get the drone. But still, tumbleweed. I'll say like what's his name? The cicadas rolling themselves along on the tumbleweed. But that's going to change. The government will not ever be able to hide UFOs anymore, actually. But they're going to take as long as they can to allow stuff to come out. But I assure you, it's not going to be another Roswell. That's for sure. Just my opinion. Again, take it or leave it. The Divine Sorcerer, brother, nice to see you, man. Thanks for being here. Still not replying your channel when you reply to me. No one. I'm so sorry about that, Michelle. Are you serious? You'll have to do some tests. I can see you here. That's a good thing. After this stream, leave me a hello, and I will check that out to see if I can see you, Michelle. I'm really sorry about that. I've been having a lot of problems like that this week with a lot of you, and I'm really sorry that that's going on. Is my mom listening in? Hello. Love you, mother. Hello. 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 Family is important, you know, guys. Family is really important. Who else is here? We have. You guys ready for my Latin video? Nice big Latin video to reach the Latin people of Italy and that go to the Vatican every morning to hear some lame guy come out in his balcony as a projection and talk. Which I'm starting to wonder if it's not a projection. Bear, Z times 2, thank you very much. Keep it up. Don't ever stop. Appreciate the content. Love you for it. Thank you. Thanks for your opinions also at the same time. Really appreciate that, you guys. Wow, man. Thank you. Thank you. Kiki Mora 966. Thanks all for coming in. Susan Ravella. How's it going, Susan? Thanks again, Mix Ma'am. Scrolling down here now. Auric Vibe 1111. Thanks for coming back. Jeez, it's scary though. If it wouldn't be for you guys, I know who's going to show up here. I should name all the names that are here today. Guaranteed next stream there'll be a difference of 3 to 6 names that come back. So anyways, all I can do is thank you so much for that. Really, really a big hush. Yeah. And like I said, you could be absolutely right about them never say anything. We can go years, 20 years. Who knows what's going to happen? Like if there was a big cataclysmic event or something that would back us up 10, 20 years. I mean, it's horrible when you think of it. Why is NASA the largest consumer of helium? Yeah, you got to wonder that, Rose? Got my brain wondering. Yeah, I believe that. There's a lot of stuff that NASA is part of that a lot of people don't know about. You know, a lot of stuff that they're doing. They're not as small as people think they are. I'm telling you. Thanks for the smashing the buttons, my friends. Believe me. Mais oui. Hey, Kimberly. Greetings to all. Miss Worthington, thank you so much. Love you guys. Grip Ripper is in the house. Bro, how are you doing? How is everything? How is the face reconstruction? Hello, all. Can you send me some global warming over to the... Yeah, I can send all the global warming if you want over. Getting a little cold? We got some warm weather that just hit here a couple of days ago. And again, the sun, I checked just a couple of minutes ago. Actually, the sun's solar winds were pretty fast. No storms right now, but pretty fast. Not facing Earth anyways. Dennis Catherine, Denis Catherine, merci, bonsoir. Les modos et tout ce petit monde, de ce petit monde. Thank you. Merci beaucoup, Denis Catherine. C'est bien apprécié. Wow, Anika. The Fund. Yes. Or are you from the Fund group of people? Yes, it'll be for the Infrared Fund. Anika. I know exactly where it's going. Thank you so much, guys, for the incredible help. Because we are going to be getting, and at the same time, holy crap, laws in Canada for drones. Ooh, we're going to be looking at that together too in a couple of streams, maybe not a stream tonight, but next stream. I studied 3 to 6 hours on exactly, I'm familiar now with the drones, like, whether we want to go with a drone under 25 kilograms. I was looking at drones 25 kilograms and up, and I'm going to have to become an advanced RPAS pilot if I want to use a big drone like that. I'm talking about drone big enough to bring my ass up there. And also I would have to have an employee or a spotter that has an RPAS advanced pilot drone license. It will give me access to doing work also around companies and whatnot to be for hire or whatnot. But that's not what I'm doing this. I'm doing that to have access over the buildings, something like 30 to 60 feet, I think, away from the building you're filming. There can't be any people, can't be any cars going by. So if I was going to a boat race, I can't film amongst the spectators. I would have to be on the outskirts, 30 meters away or 30 feet away from the spectators, all around. There's a couple of laws like that, but it's, like I said, it's not impossible. to fly a drone. I want to get an infrared drone. But if we go big and like really big quality, well, it's going to cost me not too bad, maybe $500. I'll have to go to a course. I will have to report to Transport Canada every time. If again, 25 kilograms and up, I would have to call Transport Canada every single time that I will be using the drone, explain to them how long I'll be there, what heights that I will be, and what I'm filming. They're very strict with the drones. So, like any country, there's some countries that the drone rules are like, wow, we can do a whole bunch of stuff more than Canada, but then again, Canada can do this and we can't. And there's a lot of glitches in that, but we'll be looking over that, and it's going to be something very, very interesting. It's not going to become a stealth. Just go up with a unidentified aerial vehicles. By the way, that's another thing that they call the drones. You can have there's a whole bunch of different objects that people can use. I could follow UFOs with a drone, depending on the price, of course, and I could tell you how big the object is, what type of radiation's emanating from it, exactly where it is, GPS coordinates and stuff. So we're going to be looking into all of those things. Again, keeping it interesting. I'm not doing this to flash. I'm doing this to bring more um, amazing videos that we can do. I have access to seeing UFOs. They're lifting up right here. And with the drone, with an advanced license, I'm allowed to go 0.7 kilometers away and hundreds of feet up, maybe 400 feet. So that would be perfect for me to be able to follow the lights in the UAPs, because I believe that if I get up to 400 feet, those lights are only a couple of hundred feet away from me. That's how low they are. They're lower than, of course, commercial jets, but they're lower than small aircraft, small airplanes. Yeah, I hope he did just get his clearance back. This is Representative Burleson. Eric Burleson was able to get him back, but he's still skeptical about David Grush. So it'll be about the laws. I'm going to go as far as saying, once Donald Trump or any other president comes in, and the Biden administration and the left corrupt woke, and the Pentagon loses power over the economy and running the states as they're being dismantled now, truth is going to come out, and eventually those associations won't have the funding anymore. They're already cut from their fundings. They won't have the power. They won't have they won't have the power. It's just the associations they're in control of now. When there's a pandemic, when the pandemic hit, control was granted to other people, because in an emergency, they did it in Canada, the Emergency Act and whatnot. You get more funding. You can do things that you could not usually do through the laws when you activate these, like martial law. Basically, is what it is. That's what we're being run by now. Martial law is what I believe. Yoga with Denise, how are you? Yes, thank God it's Friday. 3 degrees. Wow, we're up to 7 or 8 here. Kaga Coca-Cola. Thanks for being here, my friends. Thanks for coming back, guys. Agree with that. Needs tangible, irrefutable evidence. Absolutely. And we need to be open to it all. Absolutely. Like it could be. Thanks again for that contribution. It could be that the news that's going to come out is not going to be something that we like. It could be something very concerning. Has there ever been interaction where extraterrestrial vehicles have harmed humans? Apparently, there has been a situation like that. But you have to say to yourself, why? Like these UAPs are buzzing over the bases. So obviously, if they are alien, they don't want war here. We've heard that same story repetitively throughout the past, actually. Gabber Beast is here in the house. Thank you very much. Star Hunter's here. Merci encore, Janine. Je t'aime fort. Hey, Crazy Music Space Jam, the only music channel I share out. You can check out Bruce's music. It's my music channel. And you can check out his channel at the same time. I feature his. And I share his in the community on my music channel, which is just a for fun channel. I can go play some music while I'm waiting for videos to upload. Cheng Chong, greetings from China. Ni hao. Thank you very much for being here. Welcome. Ni hao. Not bad, eh? I'm learning. And if that's wrong, please let me know. Just outside sky watching for 20 minutes. I saw 3 UFOs. One was pulsing really bright. Oh, come on, dude. UFOs don't exist. Do they exist? Saw 3 UFOs. One was pulsing really bright, white light once every minute. The other one flashed me once and then went invisible, but my IR camera can see it. Gotta love it, eh? You gotta love that they come back and that they give us lots of signs. Thank you, Star Hunter. Because that's what they're doing. They're coming back giving us a whole bunch of signs. 50 people in the house. We are limited. Right on, my friend from China. Live under a bridge. I'm surrounded by bridges. I live on an island, and all around me is water, the St. Lawrence and rivers. Christina Pisani, thank you so much for coming by, you guys. Thanks again for the contributions, y'all. You guys are amazing. Absolutely amazing. Thank you, Elias. Don't forget the thumbs up for the channel, guys, and don't miss the 6 hours stream on the French channel Sunday because Bruce didn't. I got caught, you fucker, because Bruce didn't make it since 2 weeks, which is true. You're absolutely right about that. I had a sore eye the first week, and then I was sick the second week, plus a sore eye. I just didn't mention it. Yeah, I will have to compensate. Compensation, Janine et tout le monde sur la chaîne française. On va être obligé de faire un stream de 6 heures. No, I'll take that message off. So people. What's the time? 1:22, and it's at 1:30. I'm not bad. I'm scrolling down here. Gabber wants to get a 4K drone, 2 now, to chase UFOs that fly. Absolutely, man. Yeah, right on. The more the merrier, right? Fly really low and rally close to him. I want to chase the UFOs across my town. It's exactly what I'm going to do. My town's about that 2 kilometers, so I'll just be able to, at the same time as I'm crossing by, please car here, please car here, please car here, please car here. They don't come into town unless there's a UFO sighting or a murder. You know, they stay away. They're so far away, the police station, like 10 minutes. Takes an hour and a half to get them to come, though. Alex, merci, mon frère. Thanks, brother. I did not. We didn't have any here. It's a pouring rain and snow right now. There's enough snow still outside right now to make a snowman. And you want to go get some? You guys want to see what snow looks like? I'll tell you. I got some for sale. I'm going to be starting to sell some white, clear snowballs. Edible. Completely edible, except for the yellow ones. And we'll be selling that to raise some funds for the research. What do you guys all think of seeing the views being rolled back down? Not many channels that are making videos about that now, are they? I'm pretty sure if other people had channels, had their views rolling down like that, they'd probably be making videos too and showing people. I am. Yep. Absolutely. Oh, you could be sure as hell. There's a whole bunch of stuff we'll be able to do. And it's funny because some of the laws for the drones, the laws that are for objects and structures are not the laws over forested areas. So a forested area, you know, the ideal is always never to go as high as any plane right off the bat. Why the hell would I? But some people can, you know, and it could be a devastating cataclysmic event. You could kill somebody, crash down into houses with planes. So something very careful. It's why I've always been very careful with the lasers around here, especially here. They're illegal in Canada. I did the test once with the later lasers, but don't really need them to see the UFOs so far. Mr. Paul Sabo in the house. Thanks a lot, brother. Nice to see you, man. Thanks for being here. Stickler. Niamor Lancien. Hi, guys. And Bruce Cesar. Merci beaucoup. Thanks a lot. Yeah, we have a lot of fun on Elias's channel. Totally crazy. The number of law for everything. Yes, it is, Sophie. Vraiment. Incredibly, they thought about all of that for the drone. Sickening, eh? Oh, well, suppose it's good for those that would misuse it. No, absolutely. Very important not to fly a drone over people's houses. I mean, think of it. If it does come down, crashing down out of the sky, and you kill someone's dog or harm someone's child or an adult, I'm a very smart person. I would not do that. Obviously, all the areas I'm going to fly over, it's hidden areas. UFOs aren't over McDonald's. They're going to be over the forested areas. But again, the IGA here in town, I will be in the fields, dressed in camouflage, lying on the ground with my headset on, just looking up at I could just see the cop flashing me with a flashlight and see me with the helmet coming out of the woods with the helmet. I got to walk around with a parachute, just pretend like, yeah, top secret. Shh, don't say a word. Just walk by the police. He's sitting there with a flash. What the hell's going on? I'm telling you, I passed off as a reporter when I was at the Doria Institute. Told them, hey, take it down a notch. Hey, guys, I'm sick of dealing with you guys that live around here. I'm a reporter. Take a hike. Oh, I'm so sorry. Guy walks away. You got to play with their minds. Drone Fund. Thank you, Paul. Thank you very much, sir. Thanks a lot, you guys. Spent hours in studying what we're able to do. We'll be looking all together at which drone we can get, different kinds of drones. We'll be looking on YouTube at what they look like visually, what we can see, the difference in prices, and again, some of the rules and laws. I'm going to go as big as the laws will permit us to do what we want to do, right? I don't want to flash there. If I don't have to buy one that's $5,000, good, I'll buy one that's 3 or 2 if it does what we want to do, right? That's the way I look at it. Thank you very much, Mr. Paul Sable, and all of you guys. Thank you again. Appreciate that. I think the drone regs are too restrictive. They are very restrictive. Fortunately, there's a lot of leniency in Canada depending on where you want to use the drones. So I don't want to use them for shows and massive events where there's a lot of people. I can get some shots on the outskirts without actually being over the people. But as for the UFOs at night and where they're flying, there's less people. When I'm going to be flying a drone, it's going to be in the middle of the night where there's not going to be a lot of people for sure. But where those UFOs are coming up, I don't know if it's 30 feet from the road or not, but I'm telling you, I'm going to be able to, basically, I'm going to do what I want. That's how it's going to go, basically. They can be His Highness. Also, brother, the talk about the radiation, right? We don't even know if some of these are letting off radiation. There's a whole bunch of them. We got some that are extraterrestrial. We have some that are from here on Earth, and China, Russia, the States. Who knows? Even Canada, France. We don't know. UK. They could all be going around. Bulgaria just joined the Artemis Accord. There's several countries that are joining the Accord. So to go to the moon, that'll be something interesting too. What are you on about, Bruce? This is an astronomy channel, not a politics channel. Are you flick some or some fling? Don't you ever talk to me? Hey, Frederick, how's it going, my brother? Les Martiens, je suis juste de passage. Bruce, Darla, Aleos, Anika, et tout. Merci beaucoup. This coming from someone from China. Like, you guys are credible? What do you want a guy to do? Thank you, Darla. I'm going to sick Darla on you. That's what I'm going to do. You have one more time to be able to talk properly. If not, you'll be bye-bye. Hey, Gabber Beast, share out your link to him. Your Chinese links. I even said hello to the guy in his own language. Tells me to fuck off. Actually, I don't know what he said. What did he say? You guys know in China that this and these, like these nuts, those aren't real words, right? Like is and stuff. You need an S. It's not because like Nazi and are you flick or something? Something. That's like Winnie the Pooh says something, eh? Is something wrong? Yeah. Now he's gonna be pissed. Bruce lives near a spaceport full of parked UFOs. Oh, yes. I guarantee that 100%. That's what's coming up in the sky. I'm pretty sure. Honestly, pretty sure. You ever wonder if they know us individually and show more of their activity to specific people? Bear ZX3 or Z times 3, thanks for bringing that up. I believe that. When my dad passed away, it was very emotional. It was traumatizing for me and the family, of course. I was 6 years old, 6.5 years old. It opened a portal. I've been seeing lights ever since then. And I get to know some cool stuff. I get to see some cool stuff. And now I'm starting to share it. And a lot of crying little babies that get offended when people share their own experiences. You can take it or not, right? Like you can take it or leave it. Doesn't mean that. And some of my stories are so far fetched. I'll be honest with you; they defy the laws of physics, but that's how it is. I still share some of those things. Cinéphile, je te conseille le film Errati 2023, plein d'allusions. Ludwig, merci beaucoup, mon frère. Errati. Speaking of beautiful things, you guys want to see something amazing? These are my favorite gifts. This was handmade, by the way. Can't get more beautiful than that. Which was, guys, I'm not going to show the address, but it was completely taped up, opened up, all like looked inside, to see what was inside. So I got a beautiful letter from the Netherlands. And it is from the channel name. The force is strong here. Remember? He came a couple of times. We've seen him all a couple of times, but gave me a beautiful card, which I just think was awesome. First of all, beautiful Christmas card. It's going to go on the TV behind me. Look at that. This is all, it's all beads and stuff, man. I mean, I was blown away. I want to show the names inside. I got all the names of all the families too. I'm not going to name them out because I'm going to keep the privacy of everyone, but all these beautiful names. I can't appreciate. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. We wish you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, of course. We made this card. Greetings from all the names, and like I say, from our friends in the Netherlands. And inside also more beads. This is all the work that was done from these people to send me a beautiful Christmas card, which is going to go right behind me. I love you guys for it. Thank you very much. So that was a beautiful from The Force is Strong Here YouTube channel. Rocky caught a sky full of tiny, faraway UFOs of varying shapes. Interesting. Varying shapes too. Again, another different characteristics. Orbs, cubes, segmented strings and rods. Wow. It looked like a drop of pond water, right? Under a microscope. That is awesome. So again, he was seeing the emanating forces around it, like the frequency or gravity or whatever that's around it. That's what people are seeing. They're actually seeing not the craft themselves, but we're probably seeing the emanating light that's around them. Thank you, Susan and Rocky, for sharing that. Tell him to keep his eyes up to see some more stuff, some cool stuff. Big-headed Martian. Hey, thanks a lot. UFOs have been seen in very specific areas around the world. Absolutely, McMahon. And quite a few have been chased and fired upon. Idiots, dangerous idiots. Really is dangerous idiots. We heard during the war, there was one that was fired upon that disappeared, right? They have total idiots. Total idiots. Imagine not being able to see or capture the enemy. In the last video I posted, there were on February 1st, 2023, there was an undisclosed captured 8 or 9 UAP lights that were seen. Don't forget that we're calling them balloons. This was 3 days before the balloon, they say, in the United States, with Missouri, Oklahoma, wherever it was shot down. And 3 days before that, on February 1st, so that would mean February 3rd or the 4th, that would have been shot down in the States based on what I read. In the Arctic Circle, there were 8 or 9 UAPs that jets were scrambled to go see what they were, obviously to take them down, to intercept them, and they were unable to intercept the balloons. So maybe they weren't balloons, right? They're UAPs. That's exactly what they were. Frédéric, merci mon frère. Oui, Frédéric, sans faute, without a doubt, sans faute. Tout retourne à la normale. J'étais malade, Frédéric, puis avec mon œil, puis tout. Et des problèmes avec des attaques hier sur ma chaîne où on est en train de me voler mon revenu devant mes yeux. Fait que j'ai posté la vidéo. Yes, sir, Frédéric. Sunday live stream. Absolument. For sure, je te le promets. Carl. Hey, thank you very much. Koval, thank you. Yeah, it can be. It can be absolutely. So, and we're gonna have to remain with the limited size. If not, it's probably going to cost. And I have no idea. We're going to find out. We're going to find out all together exactly what we're going to be able to do with that. What else we can fly, and what else we can rent or not rent, but to buy to be able to fly that. I'll get a life size drone for great sakes. I'll get up there myself. How cool would that be? Right back. I need some coffee. Sorry, I was offline. Water, 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 and coffee, coffee, coffee. Who else is here? Oh, we're only 50 watching. Isn't that interesting? Well, isn't that interesting? Are you watching, Peter? Cindy? Monsieur? I'll do like romper room. Doop 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 doop. Sion 007, thank you very much. Ace 1. See how my brain works sometimes? Acione! No, Ace 1 007, right on. Merci, Sophie. Ben oui, j'ai le don de faire ça des fois. En faisant mon nono, je suis bien capable. Absolutely. Hey, Warren Store, thanks a lot, brother. Probably jumped over a whole bunch of people. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Casa Nostra's here. Thank you very much. Yes, do wish our brother happy birthday. He was here, Darla, at the beginning. He is hurrying back. He was out to do an errand with his smart car, and he should be back. If you guys want to send me some UFO parts, just don't send me David Grush in a box. Send it to that box right there. It's a big enough box to hold UFO parts. Here in the UK, we are all opening, says Mix Mayhem, that the planned protest this weekend all pass off peacefully. It is also Remembrance Sunday. Absolutely. For those who have served. I have not, but I have much respect for those who have served, all our veterans and stuff. And I'm telling you guys, think twice before sending your son or daughter to the military because they're being used for an external use, I'll just say. It's disgusting. You guys got to wake up for that. I hope everybody knows that. It's not the same. Thank you so much, Anika. I don't talk about it enough. Every video except for the live streams, every research video has all the links on how you can contribute to the channel. Some people go to the super thanks button on each video, and people join through the memberships by clicking the join button on the link in the description of each video or under each video by clicking join. There's a Patreon channel, and there's the My Events funds to raise money for bigger equipment, and the super chats and thanks here, the super chat. So thank you very much. Pictorem, if you guys want a base on your wall or you want to look at a website for free, just to look at the website, you can go see in Sinus Iridum the converted image. I have one or two images. I may have Bianchini Creator there also. So if somebody wants a poster on their wall of a base, thank you very much, Anika, for mentioning that. A little thirsty. A little thirsty. Warren, thank you again, brother. Thanks a lot, you guys. Sydney Kitchen Williams, happy Friday. Thanks a lot, you guys. And people may think, well, Bruce, the Chinese guy didn't say that much bad. No, I don't waste time, eh? When somebody comes in and says, what the fuck, is this a political channel or is this and they don't take the time to see what I'm about, sort of makes me laugh. Feel important, when I get attacked like that. Can't help but feel important. Same to you, Jackie. Just caught up with my sister and niece virtually. Awesome. That's always awesome. After said a prayer, looking up and watched two clouds from E2W meet form a heart. Isn't that nice? So are you one, Jackie, that sees a lot of messages in the sky or even in your soup or coffee? I'm like that. Literally. Seriously. Nature speaks to me. The sky speaks to me. Sometimes I speak to myself. So I'm kidding. My inner self, of course. But on a serious note, Ace 1007, we have never been to the moon. There you go. A lot of people believe what you believe, and I'm one of them. I don't believe that the way they show the public that they went at all, and I really don't think they did. They'd have a hard time. But if they went, it would be a secret way of going, and they would have done it as a secret project, and they would have told the public other things and not shown the actual footage. Like we got the confirmation from the astronauts themselves that went. So one of them, when you think of it. Thank you very much. I made it. Hello all. I always have a tendency. Oh, it's Venture Girl, maybe. Not Vermont Girl. I see a name right away and I can invent something so fast. Thanks for coming back and thanks for the comments, my dear. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot, my man. I love you for it. Odie Dokie is back. Thanks a lot. Hope this isn't a stupid question. Nope, no stupid questions here. Feel free to ask anything at all. But is there any way to know if all these UFOs are the same ones each time or loads of different ones? Absolutely. That's an amazing question. What I do is I have, like you all do, we have access to knowing when there's a satellite launch. When there's a satellite launch, they launch as a train. They're all back to back, side by side, one behind the other. They follow each other, follow the leader. They go up in height. So you'll see some, that are less bright or more bright, but they follow each other until they go up. And then eventually the mirrors are turned, right? And as an example, Odie Dokie, what I've been getting for the past 3 weeks, almost 4 weeks now, the UFO lights, there are definitely no launches going on. There were 22 launches in that whole period of 2 weeks maximum, because again, everyone has access to going to see how many satellites are being launched. It was 22 that night when I had filmed about 342 UFOs. Are those the same event? It could be each night. Like those could all be the same lights that are rising up, and then all of a sudden we don't see them anymore. But have I captured different events without having confirmation? I would think I did. like basically when there's no UFOs, no satellite launches, and I see them slowing down. That's why you have to document the characteristics. I see them slowing down over my house. I see them changing directions. I haven't seen it 100,000 times. I only have 3 or 4 videos of UFOs changing directions, but they're pretty incredible, right? Then you have to keep looking up in the sky. But no, it's not a stupid question at all, actually. That's a very, very good question. And that's what ufologists and researchers are actually doing. They're documenting the dates, the height of the object. So the difference for me with these objects this week is that they're coming up from low ground level and they're rising straight up into the sky as compared to a satellite train, which I've shown here myself, that appears over the horizon, really high up in the sky. And you see the train, it doesn't last very long, and they all flicker and disappear. I'm not saying that we can't see satellites, but to count 1,600 UFO lights, UAPs rising in 2 weeks, those aren't satellites. You're going to tell me that if we can only see about 4,000 or 5,000 satellites or 3,000 satellites visually, you can't see every satellite up there. You can't see all 8,000 satellites. So you're going to tell me that I filmed 1,600 of them in only 14 days going by? Now it's been raining and stuff. Once the rain stops, I'm going back out. And if I go back to the corner and show that there's UFOs rising up again, and you see the views stopping again and again and again, it's because it must be something very freaking seriously dangerous if they're not allowing me to show that, and they're suppressing me even more than what I showed on the moon. It's a little concerning. 8K drones with infrared cameras are like, yeah, I'm telling you, Gabber Beast, discouraging for that. And that's the exact one I would need, is about $10,000. It does everything. It tells you the height of the objects. It tells you what radiation. It shows you on Google Earth maps where you are and stuff. But holy crap, these things are expensive. Yeah, 12,000. As much as I paid for my telescope, 13,005 Canadian. It's 9,999 US. It's $10,000 for the Celestron, the 14-inch Celestron. Now we just jumped from 50 to 73, and I saw the lines for the connection come up, which never shows up, and it's going to disappear in a couple of seconds. That's what it does. Absolutely. Bob Lazar was talking about 9 different craft, and it's not that far off from what they're saying right now that the connection just died. It's not that far off from what they are saying right now, about the UFOs. There's talk about with the alien retrieval. There are many craft, by the way, and they were talking about just 12 different craft right off the bat. So that 12 number is not far away from the number 9 that Bob Lazar had mentioned, talking about Area 51 bunker S4, where they were holding 9 different type propulsion unit, different. Am I going to talk? 9 different craft. Could be all the same, but the propulsion systems were all different. So Bob confirmed, whether true or not, that there were 9 different propulsion type systems. In the news right now, today, hours ago, they're testing new propulsion systems. They're sending up in a couple of days a nuclear propulsion space vehicle. There's the space spy plane going up. Supersonics is going to be bringing some stuff up. We're going to be looking at that in a couple of minutes because we're already 2 o'clock. How's it going, Auntie Honey? How are you? Nice to see you. Nice. Hey, thank you very much. They are Ace 1007. Oh, yeah, they're lying as much as they can about it. That's why the ones coming out from the inside, like the one in charge of NASA, is actually the one trying to bring information out, and he doesn't have access, right? He said it. He said, they say that it's not extraterrestrial, okay? But they confirm, NASA, that they don't know what it is. If you don't know what it is, you cannot confirm that it's not extraterrestrial. So these vehicles are extraterrestrial. In my mind, it will have to be proven otherwise, as compared to trying to prove that it's extraterrestrial. Why? Nobody knows what it is. You guys, dipshits here on Earth, try to prove that it's not extraterrestrial. There's no elements on Earth that are coming from these craft that were found. There's magnetic signatures and traits on these UFOs are signatures and traits that don't happen, that we don't have those elements and force here inside of our own universe and physical world. So they're definitely quasi projecting in. This is a big teleportation scandal. So if we want to find out about UFOs, it's going to come up to the term of teleportation. There's other associations that have never been mentioned before that do teleportation, experimentation, or whatnot, and testing. It's all over the world. It could be in Canada, it could be for the States or not for the States. It's all over the place. And they're hiding it more and more now. Helms, right? Paperclip, right? Montauk Project, all that shit. They got rid of 30,000 files. The CIA under Helm, they got rid of, and Maurice Duplessis, that was in charge here in Quebec, that were allowing children to come in and be lobotomized. These children were being kidnapped from the fucking States, and they were being brought into Canada to be experimented on. All for what? Right? So do you think they're still doing that now? You'd be sure as hell. MK Ultra, mind controlling. It's all being done through frequencies now. Just found out about the low sperm counts with cell phones. I don't have a cell phone. I should, because I don't want kids anymore. But either way, it's not good. You shouldn't have those cell phones in your pockets. Indian filmed the craft behind a bright cloud. During the day, it was huge, peeking out. Aqua sauce and the res. Oh, really? That's interesting. Absolutely, Susan. Absolutely. They're being nice to us. They're protecting Earth. I'm sure of it. I am sure of it. Thank you, Darla. Yes, Casa Nostra. I still wouldn't eat them though. Just got back from half my lunch hour from a Canadian Tire. Pick up a space heater. Oh, right on, LA. How are ya? Hope the heater works. It is. I don't know, Jackie. I believe there could be some type of bubble or element that is sort of a thick, dense area of magnetism that is possibly causing us to be sort of in a vacuum, because space, they say, is in a vacuum, and it's not. Space is sort of in a vacuum because it's not in a vacuum. But if we are inside of a firmament, do we have access to getting out? Most likely, but we'd have to project ourselves outside of the physical world. Maybe that's why the extraterrestrials are projecting themselves, quasi projecting themselves inside of the physical world, if they're doing so at all. Remains an interesting subject. Paul, thank you very much. Thailand, thank you very much. Arigato. No, I'm just Japanese, Chinese. Don't worry about me. Sorry about that. Thanks a lot, Stephen A. Yes, happy birthday to our brother Kai. Hey, Donnie C, nice to see you, man. Long time no see. I hope you're well. I am, man. I'm doing good. Lost 107 pounds because of the stress from the trolls, guys. Look how thin I am, man. Look what they're doing to me. No, I started fasting. I actually feel lots of excitement when the trolls attack the channel like that. They're not attacking me for my pretty eyes. Eh? Larry, thanks a lot, man. Looks like the choir is in the house. Amen, Brother Bruce. Thank you very much, Larry. Please join us tonight also for the live stream. If we're going to have any. Hey, it's quiet. They're stopping people from coming in. Comment ça va? Jim, famille, bon dimanche à toi, mon frère. Merci. Yes, plus facile pour moi de te suivre le dimanche. Tu parles un peu vite pour moi. Oui, puis Jim, tu peux être sûr, excuse-moi pour le retard sur le réplique. Je vais y être dimanche. Là, ça fait 2 dimanches que je manque. Là. Sans faute, puis en même temps, ben, je vais te donner l'heure juste exactement de tout ce que j'ai parlé ici présentement aujourd'hui. Merci, man. Happy for that, my man. We love you, brother. Hey, we have TETs here. Thanks for coming back, TETs. Thanks for everything. Peace and prosperity on your birthday, Kai. Thanks a lot, you guys. I was in the car driving when I heard Bruce say something about one more chance. What's he talking about? What's he talking about? Craig Love, thank you very much for being here. Hi. Take off your shoes to count higher. Talk to animals and feel stuff intuitively. Absolutely. Lots of us do. First time seeing that in the sky. I'm happy, Jackie. Well, you're hanging out here. You're thinking about it more probably because you're hanging out here, or maybe you always were thinking about the UFO lights. And maybe now it's because you're more open minded, or you've always been open minded. And it just so happens there's more traffic now uh, in the sky, right? Yes, LA. It was a very good question from Odidoki. The earthquakes in Iceland are nonstop and only minutes apart. Yes, lots of tremors, guys. And this is just happening right now. Lost count of just how many. Thanks for giving us a heads up on that, man. I haven't been, you know how it is. I so much to invest time in researching and stuff. I'm looking at the sun. I am hearing a bit about that now. And lots going on. Like lots going on. How can we boost the algorithm and help with the vids? Truth Rising TV, thank you so much. I love the question. A lot of you have been sharing out with the share button. A lot of you have been liking the videos, leaving a comment. There's not much more we can do. Maybe share out the link without being too evasive on someone's channel once in the community. You know, as I mentioned, I never advertise on other channels. Maybe I should, because everybody else does. I have advertisements here for even some of the channels I love. I know it's not Mr. MBB 333 advertising, but the community of the loved channels often will advertise in other groups and communities. I appreciate that too. That will most likely help. Sometimes once in a while, people mention me on Secure Team. Lots of people here from Secure Team come by. And his community was really upset with him, talking about his opinions on David Grush, but so be it. Yeah, Darla, lots going on, and lots of repetitive tremors continually. Is it like Mix Ma'am said? Is it right before a big explosion or? Yeah, yeah, Kai. Quite a few people in there. Thank you very much, Lise. I heard that is here. Look at this for a toxic community. Why does anyone actually take this old meatball seriously? Well, because I'm not that old. You're a lot fucking older than me, probably. Are you talking about David Grush? I don't eat meatballs anymore, buddy. Welcome to the channel. Thank you so much. Okie dokie, Craig Love. Interesting. Yeah, I got some interesting stuff here. You know what? I heard that. I love teasing the trolls. You all guys all work for me. Oh no, don't call me a stupid old man. Stupid old thin man. Lost 107 pounds. I know it's coming from the sun. I'm stone sore. Hey, no problem. You're probably not the only one here that is. A lot of open 420 freaks here. Merely saving my pennies for a snowblower. I hear ya. I want to lose weight, so I'm going to shovel all winter. Yes. Brusilda or Brusilla. Want to hear how she sounds? Absolutely. Anika got herself a Yamaha guitar. Absolutely. Along with the bike, of course. Same color. Because you can, by the way, buy a Yamaha electric guitar Sunburst along with the Yamaha motorcycle bike at the same time, same color. You'd look cool, Anika. And Anika's looking on, studying the music and learning how to play. And Elias and I will be getting up some beginner videos and stuff for sure. Giving a bunch of hands. Jules of Southern Oregon, thank you so much. Appreciate all you do, Bruce. I love you guys. Thanks so much. Paul, Sabo, everyone, Bear, Anika, Jules. Always so greatly appreciated, you guys. I've heard of the space shuttle or whatever, says Julian H. Hey, Julian. That's powered by nuclear fission. Yes, it can travel several miles in space. It's also cigar shaped. Thank you for sharing that. Let's see that one actually. Is that the one here? Let's see. There's that one there, the DNA, hypersonic. Also, that I want to talk about the innovation unit that is Rocket Lab, that they're going to launch a hypersonic test vehicle for the defense. And we're going to the satellite industry, something. There's Artemis moon astronauts will be making oxygen on the moon. Virgin Galactic to halt all suborbital flights by mid 2024. Where is it? Can I see it? Maybe I don't have that one. But yeah, well, we're going to talk exactly about that. The hypersonic one. There's another one there that's going to be launched, actually. Here's an interesting thing. Always careful what we say for bacteria, because I already have so many medical strikes, even though I'm not a freaking doctor. A bacterial enzyme that copies DNA, we're talking about synthetic DNA, might make more mistakes in zero gravity. That's concerning. The results could warrant further research into enzymes' function in space. Inside Science, an enzyme in the bacterium E. coli made more errors copying synthetic DNA when exposed to zero gravity than the same enzyme did in normal gravity. In a recent study finds, the paper raises the possibility that some enzymes work differently in space compared to on Earth. It gives us an idea that enzymes like polymerases or others that are involved in maintaining the integrity of our DNA, it's manipulable, right? May be influenced by space flight. Okay. A radiation cancer biologist at Colorado State University in Fort Collins, who has studied DNA damage caused by space radiation and did not contribute to the new paper. But, anyways, long story short, it's definitely something that they're looking into, the possibility where going to space is changing the human's DNA. Actually, I can tell you that. Remember the twins? They sent one of them up to space. There's twins. One of them went to space. When they came back, they compared their DNA before and after one of the brothers went to space, and your DNA is completely manipulated when you come back from space. You are different. You're not going to have human you have human DNA, but it's going to be different than other human DNA. Well, it's funny you talk about the Jetsons. That's the name of the project, the Jetson project. That's what we'll be talking about also, the Hypersonics Jetson project. Rose, my favorite video was the first backyard TR3B. Yeah, there's a good one. Never a straight answer, Alex. Yeah, you said it. Sophie says, my husband just sent me a photo of the back of my car with the ticket for it. Oh boy, don't like cameras. Yeah, thanks a lot, government. That's what they did with the cameras. Enoch Q4. Hi, Bruce. Greetings from Texas. Thank you so much, you guys. Really appreciate that. The satellite industry at odds over proposed power limit review ahead of WR323. So they're talking about limiting how many launches of satellites and limiting the power, because there's a lot of fighting going on with amongst the people launching the satellites and people that are operating large telescopes. The US that's flying around space planes apparently is being disturbed by these satellites. So a proposal to review satellite power limits. There we go. This would be important because direct energy weapons we don't want any of that shit in the sky. I don't ever want that to exist. A proposal to review satellite power limits set more than a decade ago, by the way, to avoid signal interference between differences in orbits is one of the most divisive among operators ahead of the WRC23, a 4-week meeting kicking off November 20th. It's going to be in Dubai. It's going to be to update global spectrum rules. Heads up, they're going to space. there's going to be a war. We can't get along here on Earth. We're not going to get along in space. And the first one, first served in space are going to be, right now we're back in the time of Columbus. The sails are setting sail, but they're setting solar sails. It's the same thing. We're traveling UFO ships through solar sailing, as compared to Christopher Columbus and stuff, if he even existed, right? Which, that everyone's trying to get rid of their statues because they don't want us to know what the hell is going on. So these limits, known as equivalent power flux density limits, cap non-geostationary satellite power to avoid disruption, and the geostationary spacecraft they fly under while passing over the equator. Approving the proposal to review the rules would see the United Nations, don't like hearing about them, International Telecommunications Union, all frontal organizations to hide what they're doing, study these limits, and depending on the results of those studies, propose regulatory changes that would be up for debate at the next conference in 2027. Amazon announced a coalition with 3 think tanks October 31st to push delegations heading towards the meeting to adopt the proposal to review the rules, which were first put into radio regulations back in 1997 on a provisional basis. Now they're going to have to be bringing this shit back up, obviously, which is going to cause a whole bunch of mayhem, obviously, for them. The U.S. Air Force X-37B spaceplane to launch on a SpaceX Falcon Heavy rocket. Do you remember what the X-37B is? It's a spy plane, right? I think. The U.S. Air Force X-37B, a space plane to launch on a SpaceX Falcon Heavy rocket. Washington says the 7th mission of the reusable U.S. Air Force X-37B space plane is scheduled to launch December 7th on the SpaceX Falcon Heavy rocket from Kennedy Space Center in Florida. Put that on your notepads for December 7th. The space plane, maybe some of you are there in Florida. If you're in Florida, even if you're not near Cape Canaveral or Kennedy Space Center, you're going to see something in the sky. Start recording your sky in Florida. Maybe there's some secret launches that go on in Florida that they're not even talking about. The space plane is built by Boeing, as most of you remember, and operated by the Air Force Rapid Capabilities Office and the U.S. Space Force. The upcoming mission will be Orbital Test Vehicle 7. So the X-37B will launch on the SpaceX Falcon Heavy rocket for the first time. The mission designated USSF-52 will conduct a wide range of tests. Okay, this is including operating the reusable space plane. That's going to be in a new orbital regime, experimenting with space domain awareness technologies, right? Investigating the radiation effects on materials provided by NASA. The Space Force said in a statement November 8th. This was November 8th, 2 days ago. We are excited to expand the envelope of the reusable X-3 capabilities, said Lieutenant Colonel Joseph Fritschen, the X-37B program director. Joseph Fritschen. Have to find out who he is. He's the director of that program, but he was not even from the US. The NASA experiment on board, known as SEEDS 2, will expose plant seeds to the harsh radiation environment of long-duration spaceflight. Right. They say that they want to see if plants are going to grow, and they got a garden on the ISS space station and a problem with moss growing all over the outside of the friggin' spacecraft. SpaceX was awarded a $130 million contract in June 2018 to launch the USSF-52. The mission was originally scheduled to launch in 2021, by the way, and has been delayed, by payload and range availability. So they're starting to limit them from what they want to launch in space. The most recent X-37B mission, OTV-6, that was in May 2020. That was on the United Launch Alliance Atlas V and landed in November 2022. Came back right out of nowhere. They said, yeah, that's been traveling around Earth and not telling anyone exactly what the hell was going on. The Air Force for a decade kept the X-37B in a cloak of secrecy, but the Space Force is now showcasing it. So the vehicles that I have been filming in the past years often probably could have been some experimental vehicles also, where they don't want these vehicles to be seen. It's not because I'm a professional genius and I can explain everything in space, or everything space related, because maybe I can catch something where a professional can see my video and say, holy shit, he caught something that's one of those experimental vehicles. So it makes you wonder, you know what they're doing. There's lots of black projects and dark projects here. So I'm in Europa and need to find out where to send my. I do not comply or want the new extreme laws of control, says Lees. They want to use in the future. No thanks. Europe, you guys, Europa. I'm thinking Europe now. You guys and gals are supposed to be seeing the auroras in the sky completely. Richard Morrison, thanks for being here. I think so. I think there is radiation out there. Amazing what the brain can learn. It is. It is some very good guitarist. Nora Official, thanks for coming back, my friends. You make me want to start fasting again. I sort of let my health go this year. Don't we all, my friend? Listen, don't we all? I'm a skinny guy, but I have a little gut going on. So, hey, if you're a skinny guy and you do have a gut, you probably will feel overweight and big or whatnot. And yeah, I'm probably always going to have a gut, but my gut's got a lot smaller. I'll tell you that. Fasting is something incredible. It's longer for you to lose the weight because you're thinner. It was easier for me. The bigger you are, the easier it is to lose weight. Obviously, well, I find it's not easy to lose the weight, but you will lose a lot of weight because you burn a lot of fat, water, and all that at the beginning. Neuro Official, hang in there, my friend. That's right, Susan. I have only trolls for breakfast. It keeps me thin and fit. And it keeps me chuckling, honestly. We may be able to stop and block Bruce's channel from getting views, but we still can't get fucking UFOs. But I can. Hope you all join us at 8 o'clock tonight, everyone. Even if one of us civilians had proof of a real ET, they would find some way of hiding it. Absolutely. Look at Bob Lazar, guys. Bob Lazar came out and said there's 9 craft in there. Imagine how secretive and how controlling the deep state is for nobody to have quite simply gone up to that friggin' building, S4 bunker, put a notice on the window saying that we're going in to see what's in there. No, they can't do that. You got the idiotic presidents in the States. They're all saying, well, it's a different clearance. That is clearance well over the president's clearance. Nobody has access to that inside of the White House, Area 51. It's other people that are working on that. As a matter of fact, you have some Chinese lab workers that are working there, some German, a lot of Germans, yes, experimenting on what? Aliens? Yeah, it's all happening. It's all happening right under our noses. On top of it is what I believe. Literally all happening right under our noses. Rational Mind Riot, thank you so much for being here. Happy Friday to you too. Appreciate that. Right on, Jim. Bruce, weren't your Canadian Speaker of the House, weren't he resigning today? Hope, sissy boy. Justin, our next. Actually, yeah, there is a resignation. Is it the House Speaker? I thought it was in the States. It could be in Canada. I'm looking more in the States. I'm going to have to check that out. I'm not even sure. W. Nivelles, thank you very much. Yeah. Dwayne White, it is, sir. It's the apocalypse. But the good news is that the apocalypse is we're gonna live. Some of us. Sorry, but it's gonna be just some of us. Unfortunately. Marco. Rochelot, bonjour. Merci, Marco. Thank you very much. Also, Rocket Lab to launch hypersonic test vehicle for the Defense Innovation Unit. Okay, listen, guys. I showed you the Dark Knight or the dark triangle that went by. Let me see. I'm going to show you a picture here of the exact vehicle that they're going to expose now and having driving around. Forgive me for my blocked nose. Rocket Lab hypersonic test vehicle, I believe, is that one right there. Boom. Yes. So look, check this out, guys. Rocket Lab to launch hypersonic test vehicle for Defense Innovation Unit. The suborbital payload is a scam. Sorry. Let's do that one again. Well, yeah, it could be a scam. The suborbital payload is a scramjet powered vehicle made by the Australian firm Hypersonics. Check it out. The vehicle that I got in the sky whizzing by the sun is that exact fucking vehicle. There's no two ways about it. The pointy nose. It also looks like the Dark Knight, right? It does. It looks a lot like the Dark Knight when you think of it. Washington Rocket Lab announced a new mission for its suborbital launch vehicle, a 3D printed hypersonic drone built by Australia's Hypersonics for the U.S. I repeat, for the U.S. Defense Department. The mission, projected for early 2025, is funded by Defense Department, who does not want to talk about their friggin' projects. Defense Innovation Unit, DIU, based in California, Silicon Valley, works with commercial space companies to help fill military technology needs. The suborbital mission awarded to Rocket Lab is part of DIU's My Cat project, Meow, short for hypersonic and high cadence testing capabilities. Commercial companies are forging ahead towards reusable and low-cost test vehicles. So it's got all this hypersonic technology. Using commercial suborbital launch vehicles should help Defense Department mature hypersonics technology. Hypersonic missiles can travel at more than 5 times the speed of sound and maneuver during flight. Mach 1 is the speed of sound, which is about 767 miles per hour at sea level. Rocket Lab specializes in orbital missions, has positioned itself to meet the Pentagon's demand from suborbital testing of hypersonic vehicles. So, listen, long story short, guys, what are they doing? This is going to be used to shoot down the UFOs. Are extraterrestrials here to invade the shithead elites, take away the capabilities of nuclear capabilities and whatnot? You know, this is, it remains something really interesting, no matter how you look at it. That is for sure. If you have commented on a video, please check if YouTube removes it. Can't thank you enough, Nika. If they do, you should complain, report it. I would appreciate that, guys, because it's something that's happening really bad right now. We have an eye on their shit. Thank you very much, Nika. Why show them that we have an eye? Yeah, exactly. Should complain, report, and ask them why. Show them that we have an eye on their shit. Thank you very much for that. Some bad stuff going on the channel, my friend. I have not, my friend. They're trying to erase and delete history. Absolutely, Lise. You are right about that. My dog's a Klingon, said David. Said Dwayne White. Dwayne, please send some healing energy to your dad. I hope David's doing all right. Love you, man. Dwayne, thank you so much for coming by the streams, brother, and for watching the videos. All the bells were replaced with bronze generics that just ring. Kai, back in the house. Hey, yeah, His Highness told that joke the other day. I got a hell of a good laugh at. Only one alien book serving mankind, but it's a cookbook. Yeah, they are. They're trying to delete history. And the ones that remember the history, then they delete those people, you know. People are ridiculed and mocked by themselves. The neighbors are calling. Remember, the neighbors were calling in the police, telling people that they were having parties during the pandemic. How fucking sad is that? That is so sad. Government doesn't have to lift a finger. Tells the people a lie, then people turn around and they start, working for them. Stupid, stupid, stupid. I can play a pipe organ too. Yep, that's the one that they were talking about. Right on, LA. Thank you very much for being here. Hey, TETs, that is something interesting. I was hearing about that too, and the worst of it, there's stories about Christopher Columbus having met some very short tribal people. Is it because they were short, or is it because he was tall? That's an interesting one. We know giants existed, right? That's confirmed. Giants absolutely existed. If you can search around and find the photos of Washington D.C. being built, you'll see it built to hide old monument. Yeah, guys, it's built over old empires and certain things to be hidden, like the Vatican, I believe, and a whole bunch of other objects. Honestly, Alex says, so Bruce, when are you doing a conference, lecture, or a get together? I should be doing one in Montreal, actually. Probably get shot there, assassinated. Stephen A, good one, Alex. Man, thanks for asking. I wanted to do a call in. Right now, the money is tight, guys, with the shit going on, the broken computer and the attacks. But I'm telling you, we are going to get that drone. And I wanted to get some a call in number up. Hey, my friend, thank you very much. I did find that image, by the way. Stoned Ape is here. I love the name. Invite your friends to come meet Bruce. I love you for it. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Am I gonna be able to show it now? You think? Did Bruce actually find the image? Doesn't have anything. It was just silly. One morning I made an image before the stream while I was setting up the stream, and I'm drawing an image. And the first contribution that day was this kind person, Stoned Ape, who gave me a contribution, and I had the picture of her or of that icon that I wanted to show them, and the image disappeared. I put it in the book here, and I'll show you in a second. This is not fucking happening again. There it is. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Probably going to be pretty small. Right there. Not the drunken pirate there. But you can see right in the center there with that looks pretty much like your icon. The lady right here. And I drew that along with Burgess underneath. Joel Burgess, the drunken sailor. Thank you very much, my dear friend, for the generous contribution. I appreciate that. Here's a drawing on the other side. Know the guy? That was funny. So I was able to show you the picture the first time. Yeah, spy plane, man. That's what they were doing. China also had a bloody spy plane up there. Artemis moon astronauts will need oxygen. NASA wants to extract it from lunar dust. NASA wants to figure out how future moon dwellers can produce, capture, and store breathable oxygen from lunar soil. Just land. I'm sure that's all they have to do. Even though the day when humans live and work on the moon is still in the unidentified future. Guys, what do you think when they say things like that? You know how they always amplify that there's nothing on the moon? Remember the moon landing when their first words were, except for one great leap, whatever, the bullshit? Right after that, they said, wow, the moon really is empty. There is nothing here. It was deliberately said during the moon landing. So even though the day when humans live and work on the moon is still in the unidentified future, these are articles that just came in the news, space news. NASA is actively planning for how to get us there. You see, they have to plan on how they're going to get to the moon because they don't know how to get to the moon. But it's odd that they already went to the moon. They lost how to go to the moon. Do you guys know that? I confirm that they say that they lost the recipe to go to the moon. That's bullshit. I call bullshit. To help one day provide the resources needed for sustainable human presence on the moon, the agency's space technology mission directorate, is seeking input on methods to extract of oxygen from moon dust. This request will be, in theory, allow industry and researchers to provide details on technologies, excuse me, that enable future moon dwellers to produce, capture, and store breathable oxygen from lunar soil. NASA hopes to use the information it gathers to develop a technology demo. This concept of using materials found on other bodies to make vital resources rather than shipping them from Earth is known as in situ resource utilization. Right. Using in situ resources is essential to making a sustained presence farther from Earth possible. Don't forget, they're doing it also on the ISS space station, where on the ISS space station, they say that they are going to, in the very close future, they want to 3D print a lot of the items that they're having shipped from Earth up there as cargo that they will be able to produce themselves. Don't forget, there's talk about the ISS space station not being taken down in 2030. This is all news I'm looking through. This is all out very recently, the news talking all about this stuff. Stone Ape, thanks again, you guys. Thank you very much, y'all. So now I scroll all the way down. Then I'm gonna miss everyone. Gonna miss everyone. Am I down now? 233. Oh, yeah. So there must be not a lot of people. Yep. Limiting us even under 100 now. Lost the recipe. Yeah. Does this sound stupid? Lost a recipe to go to the moon. And they probably put their old cauldron away to be able to get there also at the same time. We need to start carving our history down in stone again. Yep. Paper and digital tech won't last. That's right. It's funny you say that, eh? It's funny how when everything's destroyed here on Earth, what's going to be left if ever we are destroyed? Scary thing. The pyramids. Isn't that scary? Everything's going to be gone. They're going to see the Sphinx. Oh, a Sphinx. Ooh, Mayan temples. Nothing else. The we've never built a temple or pyramid as big as the old pyramids. Why? Because nobody can build that, right? How the hell are you going to build a pyramid like that, stacking blocks like that? We could do it today, right? But back in the day, they did it laser perfect, picture perfect. LA is lurking and listening. I need to copy paste a bunch of shies, engineering bridge failure, Ripagon, boring. So I'm listening to Bruce. Thank you so much for listening to me. I'll try to keep it interesting. I heard a man had the ability and he had died with, yeah, well, hey, Vicky. Some people had the ability to do some things. Another astronaut died today, actually. This month, two astronauts died. I forget his name, but it's the astronaut from the Apollo 8 mission, I think, if I'm not mistaken. It's so scary, man. You imagine everything they recarved and all the books they got rid of back in the days. You all know it, guys. When you look at an old book, they tell us truth, and it's not what the government says. You see differences in books that are only 100 years old, 90 years old, as compared to what the governments are saying today. Absolutely blows my mind. We had another incredible stream here, all of us together. And I thank you all for taking the time and your interest for coming to the channel, especially in these times of attacks. Trolls, I am not going anywhere, so you better get used to it. They're going bald, most of them. And the abuse of their mothers. Make me some fucking soup. Because, it takes soup, a good bowl of soup to hack Bruce. Awesome family. Mom is tough, just gave birth to her third child. Wow. Up moving around first week. Wow. Okay, Jackie, I was starting to get worried here. I was saying, is she talking about her mother? I see your mother's still having. So you have a little brother or sister now? And I see now she's talking chickens. Sorry about that. There you go. I agreed. Bearsy. Times 3. I agree with that. Remove not thy ancient landmarks. Yep. The deletion of everything. Lego my ego. Yeah, exactly. A Lego block pyramid. That's probably the only way that they would make a big pyramid. Bruce, in the movie Robinson Crusoe, I know that one. On Mars, the astronaut had to heat rock to get oxygen. Hey, I remember that scene. Actually, I would not have ever remembered it if you wouldn't have mentioned it. But yeah, that actually absolutely makes sense. And as a matter of fact, you know that's what they're going to be friggin' doing. They're going to be cooking those rocks on the moon to it's sealed in a vacuum, pressure chamber. I could only imagine the steam consuming, using the energy from that to make electricity. Also, you can use that for heat and for the oxygen. They are incredible. I love old books. Fascinated with old books. Rose says, "What if the pyramid was part organic, part machine, and only asleep right now?" Those are the things I like hearing. Those are the things that I really like hearing. Who says that Earth is not a living organism and something much like a sloth or something? Just you know, when you think of it, everything's alive. We're all compressed atoms together. And they say that if the density, if we weren't on Earth, we'd be just, what would we look at like on another planet? We'd be a flat blob. If we had no bone structure, just a flat blob crawling on the surface, this flat gelatin blob. That sounds gross. Rod R. Right on. Thanks, man. Tartaria was a worldwide empire of honor and trust, easily overthrown. That's what I believe. They were so kind back in the days. That was the goal. When it got to that everybody became kind and doing only good, then it was easy, very easy, after having indoctrinated everyone to be good, to completely probably kill them off in a flash without resistance. A lot of people and tribes and whatnot. Well, not all tribes. Some will fight back, but some of them will just let themselves be killed off in reality. Lost technology, lost aliens. You said it, Susan Alt. That's a good one. Yeah, absolutely. Well said. Thanks, Rod R. We had another. Well, Jackie, have you ever seen um, copper wire all rolled up and intertwined inside of a rock that was melted over it, which would have been melted at 5,000 degrees? Think of it. Back in the days, to melt things like, nickel or, um, you need 5,000 degrees, but apparently they've been doing it for a hell of a long time. You have the Stonehenge that has metal clips, nickel clips that are holding these rocks in place, engraved enough for that clip to fit into the area to hold still. And based on our history, millions of years ago, hundreds of thousands of years ago, they weren't using advanced tools like that. They're using primitive tools. Tick 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 tick. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. How could they have been using that? And then they talk about the tribes just 100 years ago that were using tick tick tick, primitive tools. Makes no sense. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, when he showed the guitar, Darla, I thought the guitar was life size, like life size guitar. And I looked it up with like a little guitar, which was cool. I hear you. I don't need them. I've often wondered if we are a parasite on the living earth. We destroy it a lot. Could be, that's how we started off. We started off as that, and now, what did I miss? Hey, Richard Morrison, thank you very much for being here, brother. How about the Martin, where a dude grew food in use type? Peep ants' laughter. Yes, tell me about it. They thought the Kree were gone, but there's at least one left. Me. Yeah, I got some. Is it the Kree or maybe not? I think so. I'd have to look back, but there's still a lot of people with Kree left blood. Maybe not pure, but it could be that there's some purity left in the Kree. That's one of the languages I've been studying, actually. Lots of similar words. If you want to say sun in Cree, it's soleil, soleil, which is like in French, soleil. Very similar. Metal clips didn't survive time, but the rocks did. Exactly. The clips were gone, but the rocks are still there, and the engravement of where the clips used to stand still stand. Absolutely. Copper wire was invented by two Scotsmen fighting over 2 pence piece. Yeah, I heard that story. But yeah, it could be that the pyramids are nuclear power plants, or what I like to believe is that they are set on a timer, that they're actually actively operating right now through frequencies which you can't see, and set to activate during the turn of the century for something to occur, maybe a flood. Who knows? Very freaking scary. The human story is a lot more incredible than some people think. Two alive. I built a half of the support. Take me about 9 hours to build the kit. Yeah, that's like me. It takes me an hour to do a Walt Disney puzzle, dude. I mean, seriously. Another thing you have in common with Cliff is your love of old books. I thank you, Auntie Honey, for that. Yeah, he likes old historical books that show him the BS that we have been taught. Absolutely, lots of BS, and we can really see it in the old books also. 100%. Yep. Yes, I saw it. You can be sure. I was there. No, almost. Genuine question. Why do slugs not like copper? Um, those of us who grow our food are told to use it. Genuine question. Honestly, I wouldn't be able to answer it without looking it up. I'm not going to lie about that. Why do slugs not like copper? I did even hear something about that. It has to do with the conductivity. Could that be? Let's look it up real quickly just for the fun of it. Ever see copper going through a magnetic field or a magnetic tube? You put the copper down the magnetic tube and you drop it, and the copper just goes down very slowly like an elevator as it goes down to the. We could make elevators like that. We could stand in an elevator with just the effect of magnetism going up and down, without using any electricity. Slugs and snails obviously hate copper because it causes a harmless electric shock like reaction when they come into contact with it. Wow. So they crawl away. Copper with plus 2 ions carries a charge that interferes with mollusks slime. So yeah, which they don't like and thus avoid. Good way to get rid of slugs, eh? Copper fence, or stupid things like that where they just stay away. That is an interesting one. Very, 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 very interesting. Virgin Galactic to halt Unity suborbital flights by mid 2024, finished in 2024. Why? Because Virgin Galactic will reduce the frequency of flights, before I get off here, of its current suborbital vehicle and stop them entirely by mid 2024 as it concentrates resources on the next generation of vehicles. In a November 8th earnings call, company executives said flights of VSS Unity, which completed its fifth commercial suborbital mission November 2nd, would move to a quarterly frequency starting with its next mission, Galactic '06, in January 6th. That would be followed by Galactic '07, 007, early in the second quarter. quarter. There could be a third mission, Galactic '08, around the middle of the year, but Michael Caldlazier, sorry, Virgin Galactic's chief executive, said the company had not decided yet whether to fly that mission before moving personnel and other resources to work on its Delta class of vehicles. Isn't that interesting? All these different vehicles that are going to be coming out. So, in other words, everything that's going on around us, are you not insulted that you do not take part in finding out of the technology of new things that are coming out? It's just scientists that are, involving themselves in this, and they're the ones doing us harm and trying to kill us. I think it'd be important for us to uh, get a little heads up on what the hell is going on out there. Earth has many objects in its orbit, but definitely, they say, only one moon, despite what some people think. When I see NASA and Big Brother coming out making articles like this to be able to tell people that there's only one moon out there, it's because they're hiding something. That's what I believe. Big Brother has always chosen its contestants for entertainment value. This is what they're saying, rather than for intellectual debate. This was recently highlighted in a discussion started on the program by dental therapists who gives a shit, who suggested there must be more than one moon in the sky because it changes size and it can be seen around the world. Do you honestly think a professional said that? I wouldn't even say that. Okay. A professional suggested there must be more than one moon in the sky because it changes size and it can be seen around the world. That doesn't even make any sense, right? Chantel had trouble believing that the moon can be seen in the UK and Australia at the same time. Duh, it's beside the fucking Earth. At the same time, when it takes almost a whole day and night to fly between the countries. That's because, anyways, some of the other housemates tried to dissuade her of this view, while others decide not to get involved in the discussion. In fact, Australia and the UK are not on opposite sides of the world. Additionally, the moon lies at an average of 384 thousand kilometers away from us. At this distance, both locations on Earth would have unobstructed view of it. See the image below, and they show a picture of the ball of fucking Earth, which is a little stupid on that. Here's a good one. Where is it? I think it's this one. This one pisses me off before we get off here. A satellite's very tiny camera. Oh, guys, I got to show it to you. May as well before we get off here. Thanks, everyone. Adios, mon frère. Brother. Thank you. Thanks, mate. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to share the screen here one more time for you all. Show you this here. Very tiny camera. So we're going to share that. Boom. Watch how interesting this one is. A satellite's very tiny camera took a very blurry picture of Earth. Guys, this is a day ago. Look at the shit they took. Look at that. Good thing I can't get the moon just like that. That'd be bad, eh? Isn't that ridiculous? If you want to know, this image here is a distant, partly shadowed Earth as viewed from 6,000 kilometers in altitude orbit. So when I show the surface of the moon, how much over top of the planet am I? Pretty far when you think of it, eh? The moon would have to be pretty far, yet we can see very well. So this, guys, a satellite's very tiny camera took a very blurry picture of Earth, and it's perfect. No, nothing perfect about it. While the James Webb Space Telescope's deep space images are stunning, so is this fuzzy satellite view of Earth. Take it with a grain of salt. That's a piece of shit image. If I bought a telescope and I showed you the moon like that, would you guys come back? In a time when humanity has the means to procure almost unnaturally crisp images of the cosmos like this, what the hell? Look at the image. Look at that piece of shit image. Colors are off, right? Colors are way friggin' off. Look at what is that? That's a representation of the moon, I think. The blue marble, they call it, but it's probably not even a real friggin' image, no matter how you look at it. From high definition planetary portraits to massive deep space mosaics, there is something about the European Space Agency's new view of Earth, this one right here, that really gets me, he says. It's blurry as a it's blurry. The colors look like kind of wrong. No, they don't look wrong. They just look deep green, dumbass. The planet isn't centered. Half of that looks real. You know what that yellowish is? It's the same yellowish that I show you on the frickin' moon. It's the same yellowish in the atmosphere that's around the moon. It's because there's oxygen on the moon, I believe. So that's the European Space Agency's new view of Earth that really gets me. Says it's blurry. The colors look kind of wrong. The planet isn't centered. Half of the whole thing is shadowed, and honestly, it appears as though someone from the early 2000s took it with a flip phone. Part of the allure is, of course, the fact that this image, according to ESA, was captured with a camera about the size of a coin's edge aboard a satellite made of 3 also very miniature boxes. The satellite is called TriSat R, and as a missions project manager, are you looking at this down here? I'm sure some of you are just staring at this, not even listening, because that's how we humans are sometimes. Anyways, I thought that was interesting. We'll leave it at that. Very pathetic image. Look at that. How embarrassing, right? Ridiculous. And spell the right way. Thanks for coming by, everyone. Right on, His Highness. Like to see if someone hurt you. Can't see it. Oh, something going on with our friend Rose. Let's see. None of you have to be alarmed here if you're having problems. Everything all right, Rose? Love to all. I feel a lot of negativity in my area. If anyone else does too, love and light to you all. I do feel some negativity in my area here. Oh, yeah. Ladies and gents, we made it to 3 o'clock, almost 3 o'clock. Yet again. Thank you very much, Jackie, Nika. I love you guys. Heavy G, thank you. How's it, Bruce? And everyone else, great channel. I appreciate that. Heavy G, thanks a lot, brother, for being here, man. Lots of attacks on the channel where they're rolling down the views, and it's like the views are not coming in from new people. So I thank you guys a lot for coming back. Richard Barton, what happens if the nuke propulsion, one goes pop on the way up? Yep. Guess we get showered with a, yeah, that's a good one. That's a very good one, Richard. Thanks, man, for bringing that up. Anything that they do in secrecy that doesn't work and that explodes. Imagine if there's nuclear radiation in that, using xenon or everything they use in satellites or for secret projects, that can rain back down on us. They probably wouldn't tell us. The debris would come back down on us. They wouldn't tell us. That's the same thing why we saw a whole bunch of debris. There's hundreds of thousands of objects around Earth that are colliding with themselves all the time. And the debris that's around Earth is so excessively abundant that they're going to have to try to come up with a means of eating that debris out. So everyone, thank you very much for the incredible support for this channel. Thank you so much, Bear. Hey, thanks for the contributions. And thanks to all new people coming to the channel. Really love you all for it. I need the help, guys. So basically what they're trying to do is they do not want me to have a Christmas, I think. December is going to be a tight month. So all I ask you, it's a free channel. Come back. Thanks for the contributions, but come back, watch a video. You don't have to comment 10 times. And if you watch on television, you're not going to be commenting. So don't feel bad. It doesn't mean because you're not in the comment section that you're not part of this team, guys. Okay. And when I'm mentioning that there's no comments on the videos, I'm talking about new comments. Don't change a thing from what you guys are doing at all. Elias, thanks for everything, man. Darla, Enoch Q4, thanks, Bruce. Great show. Thank you for coming by, guys. Kai, happy birthday, brother. We love you, man. Thanks to everyone for the birthday wishes to Kai also. Almost 8 in Ireland. Time for wine. Yeah, hey, have a good one. What kind of wine, my friend? Red wine, 13.5%. You know, the one that makes the teeth turn purple? That's the good stuff. Have a nice glass of wine, my friend. And happy 420 to all the rest of you. Star Hunter, hope to see you all later tonight. Love you, man. Thank you very much. Bye-bye for now. Love and light to you all, says Anika. Thank you, Anika. Talk soon, guys. Bye-bye for now. Head over and comment. Bobana. Hugs and love to everyone. Hope to see you tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Absolutely. Love you all. Thanks, guys. Stoned Ape. Thank you. See you soon. Bye-bye for now, guys. Love you all. Ciao, ciao. Arrivederci. Adios. Goodbye.